What would happen if you used the only fighting type Pokemon in Minecraft Pixelmon? Well, you're about to find out. Also, comment your favorite fighting type Pokemon and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this. For my start, I chose Chimchar as my favorite firefighting starter Pokemon. And I had a rival battle straight away with Wilson, but he ended up beating me as his Torchic was a higher level. But what I did instead was I evolved my Chimchar into an Inferno straight away, so I could get Muck Punch. I then went to the EV trainers so that my Inferno would be even stronger, and I wanted to go find some more fighting Pokemon. So I got a load of Shroomish and also a load of Krogan. After this though, I wasn't done as I wanted to find some more fighting Pokemon, and I found myself at level 42 Hitmonlee, which is amazing. After this, I went to the level grinder so I could get all my Pokemon evolved. So now I had an Infernape, Breloom, Toxicroak, and Hitmonlee. I went to fight these trainers as they would give me 2 rare candies for every win I got on them. After this, I wanted to get the best stats on my Toxicroak and Breloom, so I took them to EV Trainer, and I caught this Metatype, which will then evolve into a Metachan. I decided it'd be funny then to do a prank on Wilson.
What the fuck? Bro, I was zoomed in on the Shroomish and all I saw was ass.
I took my Metatype to the EV Trainer and also level grinder so that I could get it into a Metachan. I also headed to the boss house so I could get some good boss loot and take on one of the gyms. I ended up losing my first attempt though as I only went in with 5 Pokemon. I also wanted to find this area for me and Wilson to build a house in, and it wanted to be on top of a mountain. I tried the extreme hills, I tried snowy areas, but nowhere so far. I did find a birch forest and a new route spawned in the birch forest as I wanted a Gallade so badly. However, I couldn't find one at the right time of day, so I did catch it on top, and I also wanted a Halucha while here. I couldn't find either of them at the moment though, but I did end up catching this stuff which evolves into a Beware. I finally found routes and had to hope it was male, and luckily it was a male, which meant I could get a Gallade. I also found my Halucha on the same day, which was ridiculously lucky. It was now day 25 and me and Wilson wanted a rival battle, and the winner would get an uncommon lucky block which would contain a shiny Pokemon. I started off by losing Hitmonlee to his Mienshao, but luckily, thanks to my Metachan, I was able to take out the Poliwrath, and then he brought the Mienshao back out and he was able to take down Metachan thanks to him having Bounce. I then pulled out Infernape, who got Mienshao really low of acrobatics, but because of the U-turn, he then brought out Breloom, which I thought was a weird switch. I was able to beat the Breloom though quite easily, and then the Mienshao came back out, which did scare me, but I decided to switch to Toxicroak as I knew I had Sucker Punch, which meant I could take it out quite easily. Then give out the Blaziken, and I was able to go for Mud Slap before Infernape came out, hit the acrobatics, and he hit the Aerial Ace. But thanks to Muck Punch, I was able to beat his Blaziken. But then Wilson put out an Ultra Beast Pheromosa, which I couldn't believe he had already. But luckily, it missed Triple Kick and I was able to take it out with Flamethrower. I was so happy that I'd won the uncommon lucky block. When I broke it though, I got an upgrade to a rare lucky block. This meant I could get a legendary Pokemon. And from a legendary Pokemon, I ended up getting Mew, which meant if I got a Mewtwo and got the right Mega Zone, I could have a fighting type Mewtwo, which I could use on my team. I decided my Infernape needed some new moves, so I gave him Vacuum Wave as it's a special priority move. I also bought a Life Orb of the GTS and finally gave myself a Gallade by evolving my routes all the way up into the Gallade. I then went and also taught it some new moves after giving it its EVs and leveling it a little bit. I went back to the level grinder so that I could get my whole team up to around level 60. Me and Wilson then decided that we wanted to build on top of this mountain. And while Wilson did the outside of a dojo theme, I made the interior and made us our setups so that we could upload videos to you guys. Once Wilson got back in the house, he was super happy knowing that he could finally upload a video on his channel and I could upload on my channel. I then accidentally broke one of Wilson's punching bags as I found out it was too strong. Maybe we should do a boxing match against Wilson. Finally checked the outside of the house and Wilson made it look so good. He even made a hot tub. This really felt like a fighting type area. I then also bought a Buzzwole off the GTS as I wear my own Ultra Beast, and you guys know the drill by now. EVs, level my team, the usual. But this time, I leveled my entire team to level 100 for the first time, which meant I could enter the war zone. I wanted to be some more gyms before I enter the war zone, so I started to teach my Pokemon some new TMs and get them ready for the next gym. I went back to the Electro Gym and was able to win for the first time, which was really good, and it meant I could move to the next gym. Next was the Dragon Gym. If you guys want to see more type-only videos though, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me and it really helps me out knowing that you guys like the video. I was able to beat the Dragon Gym on the first attempt as well, which was really good as I really struggled when I was using my Mega only. I then went to the Dark Gym and did pretty well, but they had a Greninja and Sableye, which was really difficult to beat. And because of this Greninja having the ability Protein, it switched to a Psychic type, which meant I lost this battle. Wilson were then in the Nether hunting for a Mars Shadow, so we built this huge platform waiting for it to spawn, as Wilson really wanted one for his team. We end up actually finding the Mars Shadow, which I couldn't believe, and it was a really quick find for us. Wilson ended up catching it as well, which was amazing for his team, but tough for us in the next battle. I then got an uncommon Lucky Block from my Battle Pass, and it upgraded all the way to a rare Lucky Block, where I ended up getting the legendary Pokemon Mesprit. It's not a fighting type, but it's still really cool that I got an upgrade to a legendary Pokemon. I checked my other Battle Passes, and I actually got a specific Pokemon paper. So what I did is I had a specific fighting type that I wanted, which was Quackquavel, the new fighting type starter from Generation 9. I ended up deciding I wanted to finally go to the War Zone, but after only spending about 4 minutes in the War Zone, I got attacked by another player without even catching a fighting type Pokemon yet. He ended up beating me pretty easily, and he ended up actually taking my Togekiss away from me. And I was so upset about this because it was one of my main fighting type Pokemon that I used. It was now day 50, and that meant it was time for another rival battle. However, in this one, my team didn't do so well, and I had to be carried a lot by Infernape. Wilson ended up winning this rival battle, which meant he got the reward, and we didn't get a reward for this rival battle. However, though, Wilson suggested an idea, and it was an idea that we would go and catch as many fighting type Pokemon as we can, and the winner got a fusion key. This meant I could get a fusion Pokemon. I went and caught myself a Machop, I then caught a Stuffle, I also caught myself a Makuhita, and finally a Mienfoo. This was 4 Pokemon. I felt confident in this because I couldn't find any. But with the number 4, Wilson ended up beating me with 6. This meant he got the fusion key and I couldn't. I was so annoyed about this. However, though, I had an idea, and it was to use my Quackquavel in the gyms now, as it's a really strong Pokemon. So you guys know the drill. EV Train, level to 100, and now it's time to challenge the Dark Gym once more. But again, the Greninja was too strong and I couldn't beat it. I got really close, but still no win. I then wanted to go back to the War Zone, but not use my best team. So what I did was I got a new Pokemon of 6 that I wasn't worried about losing, and leveled them all the way to level 100. And I know you guys don't really want to see all the leveling, so I'll just show you. I had a level 100 Poliwrath and leveled my entire team to level 100. This took quite a few days. I also got this uncommon Lucky Block through my Battle Pass, and when I opened up, I couldn't believe it. When I got a shiny Shroomish. This was great, as it meant I could now have a shiny Breloom that I could add to my team. I then wanted to go back to the War Zone, but I spent 10 whole minutes in it and only found about 4 fighting types, but I already had them. This was ridiculous. The War Zone doesn't like fighting type Pokemon, apparently. Oh, that side, me and Wilson decided to have another rival battle, and this one went a lot better for me. Buzz was able to take out the Komodo and the Scrafty until the Pheromosa finally came out and took him down. But my Infernape took down the Pheromosa until Mars Shadow took out Infernape. But Quackquavel then came in clutch for me and took out the Mars Shadow. This was his main Pokemon down. It also took out the Breloom, but then he Mega Evolved his Lucario, which was ridiculous. I don't know where his Blaziken had gone, but he didn't have it. Breloom was finally able to take out the Lucario, and I won myself a Master Ball Lucky Block. What an amazing reward. This is going to be a shiny legendary Pokemon. It could be Urshifu, Mars Shadow, but unfortunately, it was a shiny Latias. I love shiny Latias and Latias itself, but I can't use it in these 100 days. After our rival battle, Wilson showed me he got a shiny Mienfoo, which gave me an idea. The first person to catch a shiny Pokemon and bring it back gets to choose any fighting type legendary Pokemon they wanted to add to their team. Wilson agreed, and the challenge had started. I went straight to the War Zone, as shinies have a better odds of spawning in there. If you guys like these challenges in the 100 days, make sure you subscribe, as it really helps us out. I didn't end up finding any shiny Pokemon just yet, but I did have a Kyogre spawn on me. I know it's not a fighting type Pokemon, but I could trade this for a fighting type legendary. I beat Wilson to it, and the Kyogre was mine. However, with this Kyogre being mine, it meant that I was a target in the War Zone, and someone could come and steal it. We met up with these two people and no one actually stole it from me just yet, which I was happy about. And I trusted these guys. However, one more person came in and they actually challenged me to a battle. I knew I had no chance of winning with my team as it was my weak team that I had brought in. And I lost the battle, which meant he stole the Kyogre from me. We had to focus on the challenge though, and I got a common lucky block from my battle pass. I opened it up, but got a poltergeist. I was hoping for an upgrade, but unfortunately not. I then spent days running around in different areas trying to find a shiny Pokemon. I was desperate for this. Even though I won the last rival battle, also won the last challenge, I had to win this challenge 100%. And just to show you guys, I actually got a shiny shoulder, but look how close Wilson was to finding it before me. I didn't even know he was near me, but apparently he was. He was that close to beating me. But luckily, I encountered the shoulder first, and I caught the shiny shoulder. Now I just had to hope Wilson didn't have his own shiny Pokemon, and I had to beat him back to the base. I waited on top of the roof for Wilson to then surprise attack him to show him the fact that I have my shoulder. He showed me a shiny Score Bunny, but he knew I had won the challenge. So with that, I ended up choosing myself a Galarian Zapdos. So I really wanted it on my team, and I didn't know how good this would be. But you guys know the drill. EV train, level up, and I did this with my shiny Breloom as well as Zapdos. I did this though because I wanted to head to the gyms, and I went back to the Dark Gym. I was a bit worried, but luckily Infernape was able to deal with the Grimmsnarl and also Sableye pretty well. However, we had the problem of Greninja. I got a Vacuum Wave off as it was still a Dark type, and I was pretty happy with it. And then Zapdos showed me why it was so good. It was able to take out the Greninja, and then it also swept the rest of the gym pretty much. And I won my gym battle against the Dark Gym. I then headed to the next gym, which was the Ground Gym, and Quaquaval set us up for a really good start until Zapdos did its thing and got most of the team really low. Buzzwole came in to sweep the rest of them as Infernape was unable to, and it took out Seismitoad and finally Quagsire to win the battle. Afterwards, I headed to the next gym, which was the Steel Gym, and Infernape did amazing, taking out the Corviknight and then also getting the Melmetal really, really low. But once again, it wasn't Zapdos the unsung hero. Buzzwole swept the entire gym from here. It took out Melmetal, then Mega Marwell, and then Klefki, and because his attack kept going up and up and up, nothing stood a chance. Excadrill missed the Rock Slide, came down to just Heatran, but Buzzwole took it out as well. What a gym. Coming into this gym, I was really skeptical as I knew it'd have a few Ultra Beasts, and I wasn't wrong having a Katana, but Zapdos went to work. It got his Choice Scarf knocked off, which actually helped it, which meant I could switch between Blaze Kick and Drill Peck, and I was able to beat the Grass Gym on my first attempt as well. But I then got to the Psychic Gym, and Fighting types being weak to Psychic, it was inevitable I was going to lose. The Mega Gallade didn't help, and neither did the Victini, as I ended up losing this battle. But I took out probably about 4 gyms on my first attempt, so I was pretty happy. I headed to the boss tower as I wanted to get a few boss items that I could use them in my battles against the gyms and try and beat them. However, a lot of people were here and I couldn't really get much done. I did get a few items, but not as much as I wanted to. On day 90 though, it was time for me and Wilson to finally have another rival battle. I did start off pretty well, taking out with my Gallade, but his Mars Shadow then took out Gallade until Quaquaval took out Mars Shadow. I was happy with this, but then his Pheromosa took out Quaquaval, not until Infernape took out Pheromosa. And then I figured out where his Blaziken went. He fused it with a Tapu Koko to make Blazer Koko. What? I wasn't able to take out Blazer Koko, not even with Zapdos or Infernape. I had to bring out Breloom just to be able to beat it. But I felt the battle was lost at this point. He then took out Breloom with his Mega Lucario until it was Buzzwole versus Lucario. I ended up taking out the Mega Lucario, not without taking myself though, and Wilson won the battle. With this, he got a God Lucky Block where he got 3 really cool Pokemon. He got a Landorus and a custom textured Tapu Lele and Arceus. He could actually use the Arceus if he gave a Fist Plate as well. I ended up getting myself a Galado, but I didn't actually have a Mega Stone Keyring yet, so I had to defeat this Wild Mega Camera to get that. But I can now Mega Evolve my Gallade, which was amazing. I then decided to fully send it into the war zone as I spent my whole team as I needed to improve it. And after just over 6 minutes in the war zone, an Urshifu spawned on me. This was one of the only fighting type legendary Pokemon that I really wanted. And I caught it in the Master Ball, which is amazing. I then spent the next 3 minutes hiding away from people so no one could find me, as there was about 5 people who came in the war zone just to try and find me this Urshifu. This guy got really close, but I was not letting anyone have this Urshifu. I hid the entire time. I know some of you guys might like this, but I needed this Urshifu. After I got home, I showed Wilson my Urshifu, and he said he wanted his own. So we decided, instead of going to the war zone, we'd go out and find him a Cubfu. We ended up finding a bamboo jungle where they spawned, and it wasn't long before we actually found where one spawned, and we actually caught it. Wasn't a hard the Cubfu, but the struggle was finding an Urshifu tower. This one took us a bit longer. I searched everywhere on my Buzzwole looking for this Urshifu tower for Wilson to get his Cubfu into an Urshifu. Luckily though, while we're along the coast in this desert, we actually found a Urshifu tower of darkness. This meant I would have the water one and Wilson would actually have the darkness one. He then threw his Cubfu out and it evolved into an Urshifu. This meant we both had an Urshifu. I then got hold of a Cinderace, which I would fuse with my Urshifu with a fusion key that I bought. With this now, I headed to the fusion machine, and me and Wilson were both ready to see what this looked like. I put the Urshifu and the Cinderace in to create what was going to be Cindershoe. I wasn't sure what was happening until a bunch of lightning went off and I saw this Cindershoe. I was super happy with it, and this was going to be my strongest Pokemon. But we had one more job, and it was our final rival battle. I started the battle off with my Gallade, which can Mega Evolve. I did it and got Komodo really low, was able to finish it off with Psycho Cut before Marshadow took out Gallade. Zapdos was able to then take out Marshadow, and this battle then got really weird with his Blazer Coco. It took out Breloom, but luckily Buzzwole came in and Earthquaked it, but because it hit me first and me so low, we both went down. This is where I got weird. I ended up taking down his Mega Lucario with Inferno with one flamethrower, but it let me attack the Lucario again even though it was dead. This meant the attack then went onto his Pheromosa, and I actually did the damage on the Pheromosa. It must be some sort of weird glitch. I then vacuum aimed it, took it out, and then his Cindershoe came out. I did about half HP to it, and then it took out Infernape. I finished it off though with Zapdos, claiming me as the best fighting type trainer around. Thanks for watching, guys.